Good morning. Some really good trading matches yesterday. Afghanistan and Interturku being one of them, particularly if you had as your foundation the expectation that Interturku would remain unbeaten. But a 2-0 lead for Afghanistan. I would have probably got involved in the first 1-0. I would have topped up on the 2-0. 2-1 is your first exit point. If you're getting a bit squeamish and you've gone +1, you could actually get out for a break even at 2-1. That's something I found out during the season. So +1 over the match odds for that 2-0 lead would have got you out. Well, the late equaliser would have got you out as well for Interturku. Remain unbeaten with that late equaliser. KUPS and HJK, another great example to you of a trading match. Why? It's one to avoid. It's a derby style match. 3-0 for a side who failed to score in the last 5. Right. Do you see that happening? Well, I'm not Teresa Caputo, although I'm trying to grow my hair like her, but not very successful. In the Irish Premier Division yesterday, Sligo Rovers scored first against 1.3 favourites Bohemians, who did manage to equalise but couldn't push on and get the win. Cork City and St Pat's, well, were you going to take that 0-0 on? You've got a newly promoted side at home. You've got a side who's failing to score, even at home in St Pat's. 0-0, it ended. 3-0 Derry City, absolute demolition job of Drogs yesterday, as expected. And Shamrock Rovers, losing their last match, didn't do so on this occasion. A very tentative 1-0 win against Waterford yesterday. I think that was 0-0 at half-time, so the possibility of taking that on second half. And in the Irish First Division, Dundalk, losing their last match, didn't do so again against the top 2 side Cove Ramblers, who were red-carded. 1-0 for Dundalk. Another tentative match. That top 2 clash could be argued. It's a derby-style match, very difficult to read. Treaty United have failed to score in the last 2 matches, but if you took insurance out, would you have taken insurance out? Finn Harps 0-1 in the 76th minute, so insurance out of the question. It's far too expensive. What you would do in this regard then is just to sit on it, wait for Finn Harps' odds to get short enough for the liability to not be an issue, take them on in the hope that Treaty United turn up. But failing to score in 2, a couple of just a red flag there for Treaty United. But will they solve that goal-scoring drought? Because it's costing them at the moment. They were the standout dish early on in the First Division. But this is typical of these lower tiers, isn't it? A sudden red-hot side losing 0-1. Wexford and Kerry, fun and games when Kerry are involved. But yet again, scoring and conceding and not winning. They do have a trouble, and they could concede 3 or 4 goals, Kerry, as indeed they did yesterday. Costly, costly, costly. Farberg red-carded against Sicton yesterday, 1.57 favourites, did survive the scare. And that was it yesterday. Let's have a look onto today's football. And again, with that derby-style match in the back of your mind, England under-21 and Germany under-21 fits that category perfectly, doesn't it? Very, very tough match to call. England are over-reliant, I would say, on the goals of Harvey Elliott. If he were to get injured, who's the able replacement? He got the 2 goals in their last match, Harvey Elliott. He will be the key for England, as will England under-21's defence. And that brings in mind that 0-0 England had under Lee Carsley a couple of matches ago. Was that a practice for today? Because the Germans are Vorsprung durch technique up front. And have to be very wary, England. They're scoring 2+ goals for fun. They are unbeaten since England under-21 beat them, I think, in 2023. So the Germans come into this in absolutely red-hot form. But England under-21, can they keep a lid on the Germans? A fascinating final, but I don't know how to call it. So, derby-style match. If there's anything you learned from yesterday's football, it's to leave derby-style matches alone, because they are very, very tough to call. Anything can happen. For example, a team failing to score in 5, suddenly winning 3-0. Finnish Veikkausliiga today, SJK are 1.4 favourites against Mariehamn. Mariehamn far more competitive at home and would give SJK something to worry about at home, I would suggest. But away from home, I don't think so. It's a 10 a.m. kickoff, so I haven't done the research for you. Haka against Ilves. Let's take a look at that one. Both teams to score via the top 7. The 4 clean sheets in 5 matches for Ilves. So a lack of congruency there. It does suggest if Ilves are keeping clean sheets, if Haka do score and score first, will Haka really score that second goal? If Ilves are keeping clean sheets, will they concede 2 consecutive? That could be the trading angle in there today. Of course, neutral angles are available for members. I've provided all of the neutral plays in the research today. KTP and Jaro, 2.45 the favourite. Oulu and VPS, 2.5 the favourite. Again, those 2 matches significantly suggesting you look for a neutral angle. Finnish Veikkausliiga, 2.45, 2.5 the favourite. I will give you neutral angles here. What I've found, at least, very strong 2.5 goal pattern, particularly for Oulu and VPS. 3.5 goals flirting with for VPS. So possibility there, overs would be the angle in both of those matches. Second half goals as well. Very strong characteristic of both matches, KTP's and Oulu. So that's the neutral play for those matches, rather than taking an opinion on a team, which is very difficult when the favourite is such high odds. In the Irish First Division, UCD have beaten 5th, I think 7th, 8th and 9th away from home. And they beat 8th again today. Does that convince you to stay with University College Dublin away at Longford? In the Norwegian Elite Serie, and I don't think I researched this match, must have missed it, but let me do so now. But do bear in mind it's 2.5 the favourite. So let's take a look at Rosenborg and Viking. 2 defeats only all season for Rosenborg came away from home. 1 defeat only for Viking came in their opening match of the season. Wow. Viking come into this in red hot form. 6 consecutive wins, failing to concede that second goal since the 27th of April. Rosenborg unbeaten at home, failing to concede that second goal at home. So it's very good defensive units for both teams. 3 clean sheets in 4 for Viking as well. Lots of goals in the last before half-time in recent matches for Rosenborg and Viking. Ultra recently, 3-1-1 for Viking. Before half-time for Rosenborg, 3-1-0-4 in the last 4 matches. Looking at the table, no defeat in 12 for Viking. Unbeaten in 5 away, scoring in the last 6 away. It's an intriguing match because both sides lose very infrequently. We do have a slight problem. 3rd against 1st today. Rosenborg have not met the top 6 at home. So we don't really have a gauge for Rosenborg against the top 6 with home advantage. So that's probably one of the reasons why it's 2.5 the favourite. So that's a quick look at that one. Any goals patterns? Not really. Rosenborg have yet to concede in the first half. Only conceded 2 goals at home. Quick starters, quick finishers. Viking away from home, 4 goals in the first 15 minutes away, 4 goals in the last 15 minutes of away matches. Only the 1-0 at half-time away for Viking, 3 at full-time for Rosenborg. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why it's 2.5 the favourite. Tough to unpack. Off to the OBOS-ligaen we go, and Mjøndalen. Well, if you're beaten by bottom side Skide in your last match convincingly, then the wheels have fallen off. No need to desert Hod. Home favourites 1.65 today. Mjøndalen might get on the score sheet, but I wouldn't expect them to follow up. They did go unbeaten in 3, but that looks to have been something firmly stuck in the past now. Kongsvinger and Raufoss, we had our first half angle last match, a goal before half time, which did indeed oblige. Let's have a quick look. I think Raufoss away from home, both teams to score pattern, if I remember rightly, without winning. So that's your angle in. Kongsvinger solid at home. Talking of solid, throughout Lillestrøm unbeaten this season. 2 matches already recently. They have been behind and came out of them unscathed. So that, a bit like into Turkey yesterday, if you're going to enter the match on the assumption that Lillestrøm will go unbeaten, then If Sogndal were to lead 1-2 or 0-2, still take them on. Moss and Egersund, odd and start 2.45 and 2.4 the favourite. I hope you're learning now that when you see odds like that, it does suggest these are probably not good trading matches. Here's something for you value seekers. Egersund have been scoring 3+ goals in all matches. I think 8th and lower, and they meet a team in that section of the league today. So for you value seekers, will Egersund score 3 goals? If so, 2.45 will look rather juicy at 4.45. Odd and start, there are huge gaps in form, which compounds the problem of reading that match. So leave that one well alone. Skyd and Arlesund. Well, Skyd getting that win against Mjøndalen, it's a rarity. I think that's their only win this season, Skyd. You're not expecting them to do any fireworks against Arlesund today. They do have home advantage. Stabæk and Ranheim, evens favourite Stabæk. 18 goals in 4 matches for Stabæk, so that's your neutral angle. Ranheim, 3 wins in 4 away, 2 out of 2 wins against teams around Stabæk in the league. I don't understand why Ranheim aren't favourite here today. Don't forget, you can disagree with the market, and I can get it right. And in disagreeing with the market, you also create some value. 2.45 start, 3.1 Ranheim. We know both of these two sides have goals in them. Ranheim in particular, 3+ goals. It's consistent form against the lower half. Consistent. It's not even accounted for in the market today. So you can disagree. Hammarby against Halmstad in the Allsvenskan. 1.29 home favourite. Hammarby will go top, I think, with a win today. So that is the crucial angle there. Oster and Sirius, another match I can research for you here. Well, it's 2.5 the favourite for a good reason. Look at that mess. Only 3 wins all season for both of these two teams. All of their draws, interestingly enough, all 5 draws, 2 of them for Oster, 3 of them for Sirius, all ended 1-1. Look at that, only 3 over 2.5 goal matches for Oster, 4 consecutive over 2.5 goal matches for Sirius. So that's very contrasting form, isn't it? Only 1 clean sheet for Sirius, only 2 for Oster. It's an awful game. Don't forget, we have the advantage. We can pick our battles. And looking on down, makes very little appeal. It's a bottom 4 clash. Oster have not met 9th or lower at home, so we don't know how they're going to perform. Sirius, well, they've got a 1-1 draw away at 11th and a 1-2 win away at 16th. They do tend to score and concede away from home, Sirius, so that could be your angle in today. What a messy match. Don't fancy that one. Neither does the market. Well, they've got Sirius slight favourite, 2.3 the favourite. Off to the Superettan in what continues to be a busy Saturday. And I will be around from midday onwards for members of footballtradingprofits.com for the Ågret Helsingborg match. Ågret, unbeaten at home, 100% wins against 8th and lower. 1.85, that's very generous indeed. I do disagree with a lot of the market odds, but maybe good reason why Ågret are tentative 1.85 home favourites. Västerås against Landskrona. Similar odds to Ågret. Similar form? Bang on the button. Both Ågret and Västerås unbeaten at home this season. Both Ågret and Västerås 1.85 favourites at home and kicking off at midday, so well worth watching. Sundsvall and Östersund, if you haven't learned anything yet, 2.55 the favourite. Say it along with me. Tread warily. Östersund have managed to score 2 goals only twice away from home, so look very vulnerable, but it's a very, very tough match to call. As is Trelleborg and Oddervold, 2.15 the favourite. Only 2 wins for Trelleborg, plays 6 wins in 8, 3 wins in 4 away from home, and Oddervold are 3.1 outsiders. Welcome to the world of the Superettan. Don't ask me to explain that. Oddervold look value. Ranheim, 3.1 look value. Start look value. I wonder if we can get 3 out of 3 for those 3 outsiders today. Don't be shy in taking them on. With the tennis in mind, Wimbledon arrives on Monday. It is a great trading event, particularly the men's game. It's a best of 5 sets, first to 3. Gives you unlimited trading angles. 2-0 down, must win the next set or you're out of the tournament. 2-1 down, must win the next set or you're out of the tournament. Favourite goes 2-lob down, don't worry about it. Got plenty of time to wriggle out of jail. OBOS-ligaen coming back from Mallorca, where he's still playing. No, he was knocked out yesterday. Playing Jack Duckworth from the Rovers return. On Aussie, I do like to see Aussies against big names in first legs, because Jack Duckworth is going to give OBOS-ligaen plenty to think about. Musetti is well worth following. He has tumbled down the rankings into the world top 10. Basilashvili was performing, I think, in Mallorca last week. He got a win in his last match. I did trade that one. No, in the qualifiers. He lost the first set in the qualifiers and came back and won easily. So he's gone through qualifying. Musetti, though, is going to be a tough nut to crack. Really will be. In the form of his life, as he's certainly going to get my eye. Watch out for all the Brits at Wimbledon. Crawford, one of them. I'll go into more depth. Marin Cilic, Croatian, is still going. He's nearly as old as Joe Biden. Wow, great to see him. Chris Eubank, hello, very nice to meet you. He's playing De Jong at 11. He's good on grass, Chris Eubanks. He did go quite deep into Wimbledon last year. Pennington Jones has got through the qualifiers. Well, his butler did. He's playing Echeverry at 11 a.m. on Monday. If the Rells or the Bentley's ready in time for Pennington Jones, must get the pinstripe ironed. Watch out for Pennington Jones, 11 a.m. Lots of men in bowler hats in the audience. Evans and Clark, an all-British affair, 1.17 Danny Evans. I would be taking on a Danny Evans first set lead in the hope that Clark will be competitive. Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall has a tough one against Fonseca at 11 a.m, another Brit. Taylor Fritz, he's in a final at the moment against an American today. He is a great grass court player. Playing Mapeshi Pirikar, who is a tough nut to crack. I could see Mapeshi Pirikar taking a set of Taylor, but Taylor should go through no problems. Harris against Lajovic, favourite. So plenty on the opening day. Lofhagen, odds on, thoroughly deserved as well. You saw his displays, I think, at Eastbourne. 3 consecutive matches at heavy outsider. Won 2 of them. Took the third to 2 tiebreaker sets in a 3-setter. Lofhagen is flying at the moment. He's a Brit at Wimbledon. He could be a bit of value. Well, he's 1.3 favourite today, expected to get through on Monday. Francis Tiafoe, well, you're not going to get any odds, 1.04. And that reminds me, lay any team or player 1.08 or lower. Had you done that with Boca Juniors, you would have cleaned up a 99-1 return. They do cock things up. They're only human. For example, Paul, 1.06, is playing Monday, a Brit. That could be interesting. I also look in the tennis for fellow countrymen playing each other. Monfils against Humbert. Could be competitive, Monfils, couldn't he? Take a set at least off Humbert, but maybe the local form will see Humbert through eventually. Cameron Norrie against Bautista Agut. It's a very, very tough nut to crack. Bautista Agut will not be losing 3-0, that's for sure, on grass. I would expect that is an angle in. Lots and lots going on at Wimbledon for the ladies as well. Katie Bolter against Badoza for the Brits. Hilary Dart. Klugman, beautiful British name. Cartel against Ostapenko. That's one to follow, because if Cartel wins the first set, I would be taking on Ostapenko, one of those reliable come from behind tennis players. Burridge, 1.91, got a tough encounter in her opener, the Brit. So there's lots going on Monday. Heather Watson, not even favourite against Towson. Guernsey's finest, Heather Watson. That's it. I will be going for it on Monday. I really do enjoy Grand Slam tennis trading angles. So we'll get a really good in-depth look. And what I will do, I'll get AI working on just giving you the ATP rankings, team players, strengths and weaknesses, service, returns, etc. into a nice report for you by Monday. So look forward to that. Have a great day today. I'll see members of footballtradingprofits.com from midday onwards. Telegram only service, no live stream because it's intermittent kickoff times. They're not really flowing. Have a great day and I'll look forward to seeing members on Telegram.